Okay, hello everybody. I am just setting up. Give me a minute here and we'll get started as soon. There we go. Okay, and just to get us started, just want to read my disclaimer for coming into being. So today is May 19th. 2021. My name is Marianne Carduner with unboundedandfree.com. I'm not a medical doctor or therapist. I don't diagnose or prescribe or heal. I can scan your frequency and energy patterning and tell you what I see. Please consult a doctor or therapist for professional advice, and all content is copyright protected, and you may not use our content in any way, shape, or form without my written permission. So, love the background. Yes, so welcome to the backyard. So it's nice and green right now. So I want to come out. It's nice, and I wanted to come out because the temperature's really. It's actually a little nicer inside than outside than inside. So anyway, so we're going to get started. And if you're here, just say hello on the chat, and I'll check in on you in our little group session here. So. Welcome to Coming Into Being. So this is the place for, hi Catherine, thanks for stopping in. So this is our place for coming, our little space and time to come in and really come into being with ourselves and come into that alignment, because that's the most important thing we can do for ourselves. Regardless of anything else that we do, this comes first. So let's start with that. Just start by taking a deep breath in and just kind of relaxing into your environment where you are. So I'm seeing some people showing up that are actually not present here, but they're intending to be here. So maybe they'll pop in later. They got sidetracked or whatever, but that's okay. So just really just sit, take a minute to just sit. And just, or if you're standing, stand, that's fine. But just feel into where you are. Just notice where you are, sitting or standing. Take a deep breath into that. I can't connect. Okay. Well, you're coming through here, Catherine. So I'm not sure. But it might be on your end, because on my end, the internet is showing as okay. But you're in the group. You're popping up, so you're in the group. Just you might not be able to hear this, but anyways, coming back and connecting, or maybe you can't connect to yourself. I don't know. I'm not sure what if maybe that's what you mean. So just notice where you are. Just see how you feel just sitting there. Notice your body. Maybe there's a little pull in one direction, another, one shoulder higher than the other, or sitting a little lopsided. I kind of feel like I'm leaning this way because the whole floor the cement is just slightly tilted. So just notice that. That's becoming aware of where you are in your environment and where you really are. Because if you notice things like I am, so it's like I'm kind of like this, because the way the cement is poured is on an incline, slight incline. Notice that. Notice the sounds. Notice the taste in your mouth. Notice the smells. Notice any visuals that you have, and just look around and be aware of that. Be aware of what you're looking at, what you're feeling, what you're smelling, what you're sensing, and then become aware of yourself in your environment. So it's like the big picture coming into yourself. Always come back to yourself. So your attention might get pulled somewhere else, and then that's fine. Just come back to yourself and your body. You might notice, get distracted, and then coming back to yourself and noticing how that's impacted you. You know, like maybe there's a big loud crash, and you notice the crash, so your attention goes to that big crash sound, and then coming back to yourself, and you're noticing maybe the buzzing in your ear. So how that impacted you. Then coming into your breath, noticing your breath. Notice how shallow your breath is or how deep it is. Most likely when you start noticing it, it might not be quite as deep as it could be. And you might feel some holding in your upper chest. Okay. Yeah, and so I see one person in particular has a lot of weight on them, like a lot of sadness weighing on them, and from lack of connection. Okay. So connection to other always comes back to that connection to ourselves. If we don't have that connection to ourselves, no amount of connection to an external person will shift that, will take care of that, because that will always stay there, because that's an internal piece. And reaching for the external always will just act as a cover on that, but will not heal that, will not take care of that. And hello, Diana, on the bus on the way home. Yay! That's fine. You can do this anywhere. So that's great. That's good practice on the bus. So feeling yourself on that bus and feeling yourself also in that deeper connection, because both happen at the same time. There's that physical level, and then there's all those deeper layers. And we kind of portray them like this, but they're actually just overlap with each other. Yeah. And so take a nice deep breath in again, hold it at the top a little bit, and then just release it. Just a nice sigh to just relax into that relaxation, into that body, into just releasing that relaxation that comes up from releasing everything. And let's reverse that, because that person who's just not in a good place with themselves, so exhale the breath completely out, all the way out to the bottom until there's no air left in the lungs. And then the in-breath will automatically start up. Okay, when we have a lot of anxiety, we tend to just breathe very shallowly and just at the top, so very, very limited breath. And so that has a way of that, like anxiety or stress, it has a way of just kind of accumulating there. There we go. So that's starting to release for that one person, one individual in particular. Okay, then really just come into that normal breath. And then noticing your breath, bringing your awareness on, just noticing how the breath expands the abdomen and then contracts as the air goes out. Expands and contracts in 360 degrees. So it goes like this, not like this, like this. Goes in all directions from the abdomen, but we have tendency to just kind of see it sideways, just because that's how we're placing our awareness. So understanding that when you place your awareness in a certain direction, so that's not incorrect, that's correct, but that's only half part of the information. So you've got the lungs, you've got the abdomen that's also going like this, as well as going like that, all directions. And if we're just noticing it sideways, that just means that you have part of the information. So that's always good to ask ourselves that in all circumstances. Is that okay, internet too slow? So I'm sorry about that. And just hang in there and just kind of go in the breath and kind of connect with yourself, and you're in here. So okay. As you notice your breath, as you become aware of your breath, notice if there's any tension anywhere. So bringing your awareness into your body, You might notice tension, like muscular tension. You might notice that you feel like you have to really push in to connect, and really kind of tighten up to connect, like effort to connect. And to connect meaning to come into that awareness of your body. Okay, so the question that begs answering is, this is you. Why is it difficult to come into your own body, your own space, your own self? Okay, even if it's a little tension in the neck or the shoulders or wherever, lower back. So just breathe into that, realize that, this is me. There's really no reason why it should be that hard to connect with myself, other than there's things in the way. But it's like, this is me. It's like, all right, let's relax into this. Okay, now everybody's, we're getting kind of more coherence in the whole group here. There's some nice shifting that's happening with that one. Okay. And one of the biggest pieces today seems to be just that little struggle between, reaching outside of self to grab onto something in an effort to be able to connect with ourselves, to feel that fullness within ourselves. Okay. So we're going to shift through that. We're going to clear that out. So that's the process of releasing, because that creates a lot of heaviness when we do that. So there's this emptiness inside. We grab at somebody, something external to ourselves, a situation, to try to fill that in. But that's just like putting a cement on top of something, and there's still that big hole in there. So coming into the breath, coming into the body. Yeah, there we go. That's starting to shift. There's a big chunk that's shifting here, so that's really good. It feels like there's, for some people, there's a really cemented way of being from, when we've been doing something for a really long time. It gets really ingrained, and that can be actually a real weight on ourselves. A real weight on that lightness of being, and it's not a question of how old you are or how young you are. That lightness of being comes in because of that connection to the purity of who we are, that pure self, our pure essence, and being connected to ourselves. And Diane, on the bus, you might notice it's like, okay, I'm feeling this, and noticing, wow, that person there, if I look at them, they feel like a block of cement. Some people will feel that way. They're just really heavy, really weighted down, even though they look, on the outside, on the surface, they look like well-dressed, a smile on their face, whatever, and then you look at them and they just feel like a block of cement. Especially at the end of the day, when people are going to jobs that they just do not find that wholeness within themselves. First of all, within themselves, and then through what they do. They come home and they're just tired. They just want to get home, and it's like, hard day at work, and so that those wavelengths of like, coming through. And so what it comes down to is, so this is cool that you're on the bus here, Diana, just for you, because it's really easy for us to do this at home when we're by ourselves, when the environment is good. But to practice this in an environment that doesn't hold that space for us as easily, or where we can't go into that space as easily, really makes you work harder at connecting with yourself. There you go. There you go. God, good job. And coming in right into that core connection. Yeah, very nice. You've been practicing, Diana. It's really showing up, so good for you. And that starts to radiate out. So what I'm seeing in Diane, it's kind of happening for some of you, but let's get everybody into this piece. Come into that core alignment with yourself. So imagine just this line coming straight down the middle of your body, all the way through, connecting all the way down to the core of the earth. And your body being perfectly centered around that. Yeah, there we go. And Allie, you've got a little stuff pulling you off center. You're doing really well, but I'm noticing a little bit above your head. Excuse me. That's just kind of tweaking you a little bit, but not. You're doing real well. You're like really fighting to like, nope. I'm gonna hold my space. So good for you. So that center line, coming into that center line. That core center line, core channel, pure essence flowing through there. And sometimes, yes, we do need to put a little mental focus on that, and we just need to keep bringing ourselves back. This is kind of a mental focus day here for doing this, and that's all right. This is just the flavor of today. We start with where we're at, and then we move into where we want to be. I just keep coming back to that core alignment. So at first, it's a little bit of a effort to, so that mental focus, it's like, no, keep seeing, I keep visualizing that, I keep coming back to that. All the while remembering to breathe. There we go. Holding that really strong for yourself. Yeah, there we go. That's better. That's bringing more coherence to each of you individually. And because we're doing this in a group, the whole group is getting more coherent. And so everybody's just kind of, the whole group is just kind of lifting up a little higher. So that's good. So Catherine, I don't know if you're on here, but I visually and auditorily, but I'm seeing you, so you might check this later if you don't have this now. You're getting thrown off a little bit by not being able to connect in, by having that in the back of your mind with that internet issue, connection issue, so the technical connection issue. And that is throwing you off a little bit. So coming back in. Yeah. So even if Catherine is not on talking to me directly, her spirit is present, and I can connect with her spirit and talk to her spirit. So even if Catherine isn't hearing me, her spirit is, and that's what I'm talking to, and I can see the result of her spirit kind of slowly getting there. Kayla, waves of chills going through my body. Okay. registration of something in the system shifting. Yeah, you almost have this kind of rippling effect going through. That's kind of cool. All right. So that one person who's a little bit more distortions in the system. That's all right. It's good to show up here to get the whole group, kind of that group support. So everybody else in the group, so you have more than one person to refer to. You don't more than just me to refer to. You have other people that you can refer to and see that, okay, everybody's doing that. Okay, there we go. Deep breath in, everybody. Take a nice deep breath in, pulling that breath through that core channel. Almost, we're kind of in that place. We're almost floating. There's still some little stiffness here and coming into that place. That's okay. Take another deep breath in, holding it at the top for a count of 5, and then slowly releasing. There we go. It's almost like a suspended state. We're not quite in the timeless state, but pretty close to that. It's like a little bit of a mix there. It's there, but there's other stuff that's there too. So that's keeping us from being 100% in there. Like we get into that sometimes. So just notice that. It's like, okay, I'm not quite there. Take another nice deep breath in for yourself. And this time on the exhale, exhale fully out. Just really focusing on releasing your breath. Completely, and the in-breath will just kick in automatically. Yes, nice. Coming into greater lightness of being. Okay, this is really a good practice session because I can feel like everybody's tuning into that timeless space. But there's a flavor of it of practice because you're not yet, as a group, not yet fully easeful in going into that place. So that's okay. This is good. This is fine. This is what we're here for. This is kind of your practice session here. And getting that feedback and that group support. Some of you, it's clicking in for some of you a little bit faster than others. That's fine. Coming into your breath some more. Becoming more aware of your breath here. And relaxing on the exhale, letting yourself kind of relax even more, like melting even more with every exhale. Mm. Okay, my sense is that more people than not in the group are in an environment, even if your room is empty and it's just you, but in a bigger environment where there is resistance for you being coming into the space and just being for yourself. So that's okay. So that's creating this little tension there. That's okay. Just kind of say, okay, my time, my space, that's fine. I'm noticing that stuff on the outside. Push it back a little bit. There we go. Yes. There we go. Good job. Sometimes all it takes is just acknowledging something. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm not in the best situation. I know there's people downstairs, upstairs, in the next room, whatever, right next to me on the bus that don't want me to be in that place because then it makes them really feel where they are and they don't want to feel it. So creating just acknowledge like, well, that's where I'm at right now, but within that context, wow, okay, this you guys are doing really good with that one. So that was really helpful to get to this place because now you're really stepping into holding your space even more strongly. Good job. And then with each breath, it's just becoming more easeful. Now you're starting to get the hang of it. Yeah. There we go. Very good. God, this is great. You guys are doing really good here. Really stepped into that right place. So good. Good work. It's not about how long it takes us to get there, it's about getting there and really stepping into that moment. And it might not be 100% where you want to be in terms of everything, but right now it's like, okay, we're doing all right. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, Kayla, you're still going through some release. We were talking about that earlier, so you're still in the process, but you're doing you're holding well, even though there's kind of these little pieces that are still kind of coming through you. So that's kind of the bottom line. It's like we can't be always in these perfect conditions. Most of the time we aren't. But being able to handle both at the same time. That's kind of the basic focus here today, right now. Juggling two balls. Next time we'll do three balls. Uh, but yeah, juggling two balls, and you're doing it. So at first it feels a little awkward. It's like, okay, you can do this. Really, really good. Yeah, Ollie, you're doing really great too. I can see you doing really well. Catherine's doing better. Diane, you're really, you know, I commend you again. We were talking the other day. Yes, you're doing really good. Just compared to, I don't know, what was it, a month, 2 months ago, max. You are, you're really growing and holding that own space for yourself. So really, really good job. So all of you, yeah, all of you. Yeah, and as we go, as we just hold that space a little longer. Oh, Jennifer, okay, thanks for you're here, but in doing my art now. Oh, perfect. excellent that you're doing your art. This is cool. You're actually accessing the space, and it's sort of like the art is giving you doing that. So your mind is kind of occupied at looking at what you're doing, but at that deeper level, it's actually helping you access at the deeper level. So real good. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah, and as we hold that, as we kind of stay in this a little bit longer, it becomes a little bit easier. It's like when you learn to do something. Okay, let's see the old proverbial riding the bike. Learning to ride the bike. At first, it's like coordinating all those things. It's a little kind of hard. You're not sure, and then as you do it, it's like, okay, it becomes easier. Now everybody's moving into that place where we've all synced up. We've all got that higher level of coherence. Hey, Catherine, you're doing fine. You're letting that get. She says, "Ugh, still not working." You're doing fine, Catherine. You'll have to listen to the replay because you'll hear me talking about you and talking to you. So take a deep breath into that. Let that go because you're here. You're in the space. Yeah, and yes, the space is lovely. Thanks, Jennifer. Ilaria, hi. I'm scattered, feeling heaviness in the neck and shoulder area. Okay. All right, let's all kind of give Ilaria a little boost here. So everybody really feel yourself in that space even more strongly. Just don't worry about Ilaria, but she's going to get that just by you focusing on yourself and connecting to that. And Ilaria, yeah, you got family stuff that's just acting like metal framework on you. Let's clear that off of you. It's not you, that's somebody else. Right now, this is you. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. This is your time. We'll come back to the family later. It's like, okay, you guys, this is my spot time. Out. Push them out. There we go. Yep. Putting your foot down a little bit. Even if it's just internally in your mind, guys, of just going, no, this is my space. Like you could be at a family gathering, for example, since family's coming up, but with friends or something, and just kind of, if you need to, step into the bathroom, kind of like, nope, this is my space. I'm holding on to my space. And really feel that, and then walk out with kind of that in your mind, because that will help anchor you, be more anchored, more present for yourself. Yeah, there we go. Get them out of your mind, Ilaria. Just like, nope. Come back to that core line. There we go. See that line. Visualize that line, that core channel for yourself. There you go. Yeah, you've got the determination, and so step into that determination for yourself. So let me shift that around, because that kind of goes into this place of determination. I'm holding my space against those people. So that determination, I'm going to connect with myself only. Let's make that focus just entirely for you. About yourself. So not relative to something external. It's like, I'm going to use that term. I'm going to connect with myself. End of story. Right here, right now. This is me and me only. There we go. Yep. You got that fire, Ilaria. Yes, you do. So you can use that for yourself, and that goes for all of us, using that fire to really boom for ourselves. Yeah, very nice. Very good. Yeah, there we go. So we got some more stuff shifting, so that's good. Let's take another deep breath into that core channel. Holding it well. You guys are doing really well. Very nice. You'll have to show me send me a picture of what you're doing, Jennifer, because I'd love to see it. We're actually, turns out we're in the same kind of Facebook art group, which is really cool. Really fun art group with a woman named Nancy Hillis, who gets into kind of abstract, I'll call it abstract expression, and just kind of going into that expression. She doesn't come from a spiritual direction, but she really goes into that place. So if you like to do art, I would check her out. Might resonate with you, might not. So. Okay, let's bring a little bit of more lightness in. Let's get out of the workout room now, and really come into the spa room of the workout. So we've been working out. Good workout, everybody. And let's just bring in that lightness of being. Very nice. Very good. You guys are getting the hang of this here. Catherine, you've been here the whole time. So you'll just listen to the recording again. But you've been here. I've been working on you too, so you're good. Another nice deep breath in. Let's elevate that spa, the relaxation spa here, the relaxing into being spa. There we go. Very nice, guys. Breathe into this. Let's anchor this in for you guys, so you can move forward. Ilaria, just keep coming back to this. I can see your mind kind of like, just, that's okay. Just kind of keep reining it back in. It's like, okay, take a deep breath. That's a nice little trick, is a little helpful trick kind of thing, is you notice your mind wandering, take a deep breath and saying, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then come back. Exhale all the way out. And then come back into the breath. Here we go. Yeah, a lot of judgment. Yeah, this is an interesting one. Let's see, how can I explain this for people? It's this judgment about what you're not doing. So it kind of gets into what you're supposed to be doing now instead of just sitting here being. So it's judgment on yourself for you're not doing something. Uh, it's just let's just clear that out right now. It's just like, okay, let's take a break. We'll get back to that doing. So notice that part that feels like it needs to be doing something, or it's supposed to, or that judgment coming in because you're not doing something that's somebody else or something else is saying you're supposed to be doing. And just like, okay, yeah, fine. I'll get to that right now. Deep breath, 1 minute. It's not going to change the world if you don't go there for 1 minute. Deep breath in, hold it for a count of 10. Notice the freak out that might start popping in before you even get to 10. Then hold it just for another count. Exhale as slowly as you can, all the way out. Keep pushing the breath out. Push, push, push. You might have to push all the way the breath back out. Yes. And then when you get to the bottom there, the breath is just going to come right back in because your system goes into that automatically. There we go. Nice. Okay, good space. Good job, everyone. Yeah, so, things aren't necessarily smooth when we want them to be. Get distractions, other things that are coming up. That's fine. And we keep coming back to this. So we kind of worked, we did a lot of that today, of just coming back, and coming back. And that's all right. This is good practice to have that instead of having this nice, perfect session where everybody's holding it. We get right into the space right away. Boom, and we're there for like 20 minutes. Having to come back all the time is a lot more regular life. So it's good to have both. It's good to do both. Yeah. Very good. Any other questions? Anything, Catherine? Glad you finally made it on the auditory and visual part. Yeah. Ilaria, you can give yourself, kind of feeling going, yes, I did it. Yeah, that's right. This is my time. Absolutely. So good for you taking, just taking that step, even if it's a little hard to get there. Sometimes it is. But yeah, now you're kind of like saying, yes, this is for me, my time. Jennifer, you're in a nice flow there. Am I grounded? Okay. What do you think, Catherine? If you ask yourself that, what's your sense? Thank you. I'm home now. Oh, good job. That is such a difference in the state I'm in now. So check yourself, Catherine. I'm still working with you. So, what do you see going on in my cervical area? Cervical. I have to think. Cervical, is that the neck? Cervical. Yeah, cervical area. That's the neck. Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad I was able to be here with everyone. Okay. Yes, exactly, Catherine. Let me come back to you. Let me finish up with Ilaria, and let me come back to you. So work on that and just keep reaching down to connect with the earth. Just put your awareness on the core of this earth, and just hold it there, Catherine. Okay. I'll be right back to you. So Ilaria, you've got the family stuff going on, and you're in a bit of struggling with that, like in that email I got that you sent out yesterday or something. So you're still letting your family kind of control you. There's still a lot of control pieces that are coming through for you around your family and telling you what to do and what not to do, kind of thing. So that's what's going on with your neck. And you're going to have to make some more efforts to kind of be more distinct from you. It's like, what are you willing to do to support yourself? Kind of look at it that way. So you still have this thing of trying to have this connection with your family, have everybody respect you. You know, they're not there yet. They're just not there yet because they're really not awakening. And so you're getting, you keep hoping that they're going to be awake enough to let you stand in your space. You got to come into your space first, and you got to say, fuck this, excuse my language, but fuck this, I'm going to do whatever it takes, you know. And that's when you'll start to get that respect of your space and of who you are, when you start doing that more overtly for yourself, kind of thing. So you're working on it, but you're still getting stuck in it. So I know you've been working on this for a while. So it's not to just dismiss and say you haven't done the work. You have done the work, but why do I lose grounding? I try to do it several times per day. Okay, because one thing, you do a lot of work in your head. Yeah, you got this, Ilaria. Yes, Ilaria, you got this. That's right. Catherine, one thing is that, you know, it's if you do a lot of head work, like if you do a lot of work on computers and all that, that's going to automatically pull you up. So instead of saying, well, I try to do it several times a day and I don't stay there, it's like, okay, that's all right. Let's not judge that. It just happens. There's days that it's going to happen more than others. So just, it's like, oh, okay, I'm ungrounded. It's like, oh, I'm thirsty. You just drink water. You're saying, shit, you know, no matter how much water I drink, I still get thirsty. So, you know, just to give you another context to see, it's like, okay, you've pulled away from the grounding. Okay, ground back in. You get thirsty, you drink water. Someone mentioned chills. Yeah, Kayla did. Definitely feeling some very strongly. Yeah, so, so okay, so I'm going to talk about this because what's coming up with you, both of you mentioning that, is yeah, good laughter there, Catherine. Yes. Chills. Okay. The sensation of awe is physiological, um, and it's about our senses being overtaken by something. You know, so physical, visual. It has nothing to do with God, guys, but it does connect us to that. You know, we can be like watching a sunset, and it's like we have this feeling of awe at the grandness of life, at the immensity of life, at the beauty of life, kind of thing. And it's our senses get kind of full blown into that experience, and that's where awe comes. So it's same with chills. And people mistake that for a spiritual encounter. So we got to be really careful with that stuff, because there are a lot of dark sources, negative stuff that can take you over, and it feels like awe. It feels, you get goosebumps, you get chills running down your spines. It's your system is just registering information, and it doesn't mean it's the Holy Spirit. So a good movie to watch around that is a movie called The Search. It's a documentary on I think it's just the Catholic religion in some groups that do this thing called The Search, where they have these weekends, and just look at it, because they get into the psychology of that. So there's the explanation of what this weekend, it's kind of taking you through what it's all about, but it gets into the psychological explanation of things like awe and a reverence for this grander sense of existence that's beyond us, kind of thing. Thank you, Ilaria says, thank you for the support, everyone. Thank you to Marianne for her beautiful grounding work. Yeah, thank you, Ilaria. I'm glad you showed up, and so just keep working. And we're here for get everybody supported here. So, and we're all kind of connected here in those ethers. Yeah, very good. All right. Any last comments? Let's see if anything else needs to be said. Yeah, somebody, okay, I'm picking up on somebody that's still in their heads and frustrated, and that's okay. Just take a deep breath, hold a person, and, life is the way it is. Your life is the way it is. Each of our lives is the way it is, and it's for us to make the best of it. Not for ourselves, from within ourselves, not through other people. Um, that's a tough one when we learn that this is how we're supposed to go through life, is in connection with other people, and we do through other people. But first, we have to have that fullness within ourselves, because otherwise, no matter what we do in those connections, um, we never get that fullness within. Uh, that and if we don't have that fullness within, that's never going to show up in anything else that we do. So it's going to be maybe satisfying in the moment you have a good meal, and then you go home and it's like you still feel that emptiness. So that's the piece. We have to find that fullness within first. Um, Thank you so much for your gift. Yeah, thank you, Diana, for showing up, and because this is part of my gift is and my work is doing this with you. So yeah, I do that. I do it by myself for myself, but it makes it expand and grow to share with other people. And thank you, Jennifer, for showing up. Thank you for doing your art. I think that was perfect for this. So thanks for showing up, you guys, everybody. Friday, Lionel at me at 1 p.m. We're going to talk about letting go and surrendering. So we're all in the process of doing that, and so we'll give our insights. And please do stop by and share your thoughts on that, and ask questions if you have anything. So good work today, and we'll see you not next week, the week after. So first week of June, I think that will be the first week of June is the next time for coming into being. All right, take care, everybody, and see you next time in the ethers or here, wherever. And thank you.